This young lady just shared an experience she just had with a guy. I thought it was pretty interesting. Let's check this out.
Good morning. I would like your opinion. I would like to know exactly what was going on mentally. Okay? So boom, I go to this industry event, right? Everybody was an adult, and there were some celebrities in the piece. It was an industry event. There was glitterati, people that you would recognize, right? Y'all know I'm comfortable with flirting. There was a lot of that going on that day. So there was a male actor. I won't say his name. He's a part of the story, but he's not part of the story. He's married. He was on his best behavior the whole night. He took pictures with fans, whatever, and then he just kind of like had his drink, kept to himself. He ain't talked to nobody. Longer than 2 seconds, and yeah, sure, I'll take a selfie. Yeah. A gentleman all night. So one of the guys that he was like cool with, it seemed like they were friends. I had seen him around. He had a little green beanie on. Y'all know I like a Marvin Gaye aesthetic. So if you got on like a cropped denim jacket and a beanie, you have my attention. Okay, I'm looking. And I'm liking the way he's carrying himself. I like his shoulders, the way they swing. I like he's going to get a drink from the bar or talking to this person or that person. He's shaking hands, dapping people up. I see you, King. He's a tiny titan. He's a little bit of a tiny titan. But that works for me, okay? He's about 5'6", 5'7". And he had boots on, so he might have been 5'5", you know? He's still taller than me.
Please say that louder for the women in the back.
So that's fine. I'm, moving and grooving. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So I walk up to the actor. Let's call him Avocado, because that's what's sitting right here. Avocado, he also had on green, so wonderful. Avocado is sitting over there, and I was like, hi, excuse me, sorry to bother you. And he's looking, just, he's not completely open. Like, his body language is kind of like here. It's not like, yes, how can I help you? It's kind of like, what do you need? Like, I guess he's thinking I'm gonna ask for a selfie or, whatever. But your wife, very lucky lady, because he looked like he would have mushed me in my face if I said anything halfway untoward, okay? I was like, is the guy in the beanie, let's call him Marvin, because, I like a Marvin Gaye aesthetic. Is the guy in the beanie, are y'all cool? And he said, yeah. His posture goes from, yeah, that's my homie, what's good? Like, is he straight? And Avocado goes from like, yeah, he's straight. Yeah, he's very single. Now he's leaned in, he's invested. He was like, you want me to call him over here? He got excited immediately, geeked. He was immediately ready to hook us up. I was like, no, it's fine. I just wanted to be sure before I approached. And he said, word? He's from the East Coast. He said, word? This man was flabbergasted. And I was like, no, don't say anything. Let me work my magic. And he was like, all right, bet. I go and sit on the other side. There's like couches and stuff and around the dance floor. I go sit like across from him, like literally from here to here. That's how far away I am. So I go and sit on the sofa, and I'm just kind of like vibing. There's some girls around dancing, whatever. And I'm waiting, but I'm keeping an eye on Marvin. I'm watching him around the room, but not like stalking, but just like, okay, he's over there. I was gonna wait till he gets like settled, and then I was gonna walk over and say something. He walks over to Avocado. Avocado's doing this.
Well, Avocado ain't about to hold nothing. He is telling. No doubt about it. He is telling.
So Marvin walks over to Avocado. I'm like, what? Avocado, what are you doing? So Avocado turns his back to me. He's talking to Marvin, who's looking at me, right? So Avocado is doing this. And so Marvin is like, is listening. He looks up at me. He's like, they dap each other up. I'm like, Avocado, no! Messing up my game plan. You're messing it up. Avocado is geeked. He's literally sitting, watching us. Marvin comes over and sits next to me. And he was like, hi. Marvin walks over, extends his hand. He said, hi, I'm Marvin. And I said, India, nice to meet you. And he was like, do you come here often? Did him like this. Like, is that what you want to open with? So I pulled out my phone and I said, here you go, sweetheart. And he said, oh, word? Because they're both from the East Coast. He was like, oh, word? Oh, yeah. He puts his number in my phone, and he was like, I say the area code. And I was like, where's that? And he tells me it's on the East Coast. And I was like, oh, are you just out here for work? Or are you here for fun? You just here for the event? And he was like, oh, he's like, I live out here, but I kind of I move around, put on live events. I throw music festivals and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. He was like, oh, well, and what do you do? And I was like, it's too loud in here. I'll tell you when you call me later.
I like that. And I agree with her, because the one thing I can't stand is somebody trying to get to know you while apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur is blasting in your ear.
And I had just texted him, hi, it's India. Call me later. And he was like, oh, you're good. And I was like, yeah, you don't have to keep me company. It's fine. And so he's like, well, it was nice to meet you. Da-da-da. He walks back over to Avocado, and Avocado was like, what happened? Because he's leaving so early. So now Marvin has his back turned to me, and he's the one talking, like, gesturing, whatever, shows him the phone. So Avocado was like, oh, she cold with it. So I ended up leaving the party not long after. He was like, it was really nice meeting you tonight. Do you mind if we schedule like a phone call? I have a really busy week coming up, so I would love to get you on my schedule. And I was like, oh yeah, no problem. Just let me know what time is good for you. He was like, cool, I'll get back to you tomorrow. Cool.
Now everything seems to be going good, but all the singles out there, y'all understand this is just phase 1. Getting somebody's information is hard, but it ain't got nothing on phase 2, which is the connecting, the dating. That right there can be real tricky. So let's see what happens.
So the next day he gets back to me. It's Monday. This was Sunday. And he was like, I got a lot going on this week. I got meetings and this and that and this and that. Do you mind if we schedule a phone call for Wednesday? I said, Wednesday's fine. Wednesday, lovely. I just want to give you like my full attention or whatever. I was like, do you mind if it's a FaceTime? And he was like, yeah, like FaceTime is good. I was like, okay, what time for you? He said 6 p.m. He's like, I finished my last meeting at 5, and then I'll probably be home by like 5:45. Do you mind if we do 6? Now he's giving me a lot of details I ain't asked for. But I'm like, yeah, that's fine. 6 works for me. The day of FaceTime comes, and he sends me a text like maybe 2 hours before, and we push it back to 7. Something came up in the meeting. Something came up, so do you mind if we push it to 7? I said, 7's fine. 7's fine. I can do 7. At like 6:30, he said, can we do 7:15?
All right, Marvin, get it together. I don't like where this is going.
I'm like, would a different day be better? Is today not a good day? And he was like, no, 7:15. I'll call it 7:15, promise. Guess what time this man called me? 11 a.m. the next day.
Damn it, Marvin.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
And you forgot you were supposed to call? No text explaining his actions. Just a brazen phone call at FaceTime at 11 a.m. I don't respond. I don't send a text. You clearly you wasn't feeling me, so it's fine. You don't have to. Like, it's okay. We had a moment. We'll leave it at the party. It was a good time. It's like 15 minutes late. Still would have been, not a no-go for me, but at least I would have answered the phone. I would have known that, like, we're not compatible. But a day and a half on a time you set. What was going on? What was happening? What happened? I'm curious.
Now, I know that was a pretty long story, but I wanted to play the whole thing so we have all the information so we can answer her question correctly. Now, before I answer her question, I do want to talk about a couple things I noticed in the video. Number one, I like her personality. She seems to be very down to earth. I like that she has a goofy side to her. And I also like the fact that she has a type. It's not based on money, height, or goofy stuff like that. It's based on what she finds attractive, not what everybody else finds attractive. I also like the fact that she was open and willing to put herself in a situation where it could have went bad. She could have went over there and dude could have said, get out of here, and him and the friend clowned her, but she took a chance, went over there and did it. So I do like that as well. But something that I really loved in this video that I wanted to talk about is the fact that the movie star really wanted his friend to win. I like that. He was happy for his homeboy. This is not saying his homeboy can't get girls, but I love the fact that his whole demeanor changed when he saw his homeboy getting some love. I know that sounds simple, but there are a lot of men who don't like that. They want all of the attention. It doesn't matter who it's coming from. They want the attention. They want all the shine to themselves. I've been around them dudes, so I know what I'm talking about, but he's not one of them. But what I also peeped was he knew that was his homeboy's type, and that's why he was excited. He probably wouldn't have been that excited if he didn't think that was his homeboy's type. I don't know who the star is, but I think that's dope. I also thought it was funny that he wasn't able to hold it in and he ended up telling his homeboy before she can implement her plan. I also want to say, men, you gotta know when you're out doing stuff, even though maybe the girls that you're paying attention to ain't paying attention to you, in most situations you gotta know there's probably somebody in that environment that's peeping you out. So how you move is important. Like she said, said, she was watching the way he was moving around the club. Women do this all the time. So if you're out at an event, a club or whatever, just know somebody might be watching you. So you should pay attention to how you're moving. I also love what she said when she talked about his height. She said he was 5'6", 5'7", whatever height she said. But the part that stood out to me when she says it doesn't matter because he's taller than me. I love that because to me, I think that should be a very normal thing. Unfortunately, it's not. A lot of women want something else, but if he's taller than you, who cares if he's 9 feet tall? So I love the fact that she said that. Now let's talk about dude for a minute. It seems like he got a little bit of confidence. He came over there, introduced himself once he knew what was going on. He hit her with an old school pickup line, but he said something to get the conversation started. Now it sounds like he's a pretty busy dude. He got a lot going on, which is cool and all, but I don't like how he did your girl. And I do understand why she's frustrated with him. Like when she said if it was 15 minutes late, she would have answered the phone, but she probably would have still believed they weren't compatible. Now to me, I think that was doing too much. I don't think being 15 minutes late for a phone call is a reason to leave somebody alone, especially when you knew he had a lot going on. I think you answer the phone, you talk to him, he probably would have told you why he was a couple minutes late and y'all could have kept it pushing. But him disappearing for the night and then calling you the next day at 11 a.m., she did put text on the screen and said he called her 2 more times, then he just added her on IG. But I think that was garbage. Considering the fact that you planned the call, you gave her the times, you adjusted the times, and then you just didn't do it at all, that to me is a character thing. So I totally understand her not wanting to deal with him at that point because they were already texting. He could have easily just texted her and let her know something was going on and they'll have to reschedule for tomorrow. She even gave him the opportunity to reschedule for another day. He said no. So I understand why she's not answering the phone. Some people may disagree with that, but I understand why she's just gonna leave it alone. If someone takes the time and schedules something out with me, then disappears until the next day, I'm not really gonna wanna deal with them either. I'm just being real with you. If something crazy happened or there was an explanation for it, that's different, but I don't think that's what's going on in this situation. So to answer her question, she said, what do you think happened? I'm gonna be honest with you, I think the man either got caught up with another chick, he's either married or got a girlfriend and he had to go home and spend time with them, or he's just a game player because nothing else makes sense. The fact that you caught her 3 times in total tells me that you like her. So if you just disappeared on her like that, something caused you to do that. I don't know what that something is, but I'm gonna guess there was another girl involved with it. It could be something else, but that's just me. I would love to hear what y'all think happened, but I believe another girl was involved in that because if anything else was going on, I believe he would have called or texted her that evening to let her know about it. That's just my personal opinion, but I wanted to share this story because when I was listening to it, it put a smile on my face because this is how dating is supposed to be. That girl saw a man she liked, she did something about it. It wasn't like this man was the prototypical man that every girl was chasing after, but she saw what she liked and she went after it. That is how dating should be. If a man is out there and he see what he like, he should go after that. We're out here doing all this other stuff with dating apps and single events and all this other stuff where it really should just boil down to something as simple as this. You see what you want. Either she set it off like Queen Latifah or you set it off like Boosie, but somebody needs to be setting it off is all I'm trying to say. Unfortunately, this didn't work out and I'm putting this on the dude because I think she did her part, but it still made me smile because this is what I would hope dating looks like in the years to come. It shouldn't be all on the man and it shouldn't be all on the woman. We're gonna need both sides to come together if we're gonna fix this whole dating thing. If not, we're screwed. And always remember, in this dating world, you're gonna win some and you're gonna lose some. But like Janet Jackson said, but anyway, leave your thoughts on the video. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time.